Okay, guys, so we are starting a brand new unit today. It's unit 3. And we're starting with constant rates of change first, okay? So a lot of proportionality and rates and unit rates and stuff, okay? So you can hear a lot of words and they all mean the same thing. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is a constant rate of change. We want to either set up a proportion or solve our equation. So some of them you set up a proportion and you set like to like. Okay, so make sure you put like with like, match our labels together. So if I have kilometers and miles, I want to put miles both in A and I want to put both the kilometers in B. Okay. To set up the proportion, you always place like with like. If you're working with like miles and kilometers, miles go in the A spots, kilometers go in the B spots. Look at that. If they have the same label, place them across from each other. Okay. So when it comes to rates of change, you have a formula. It's going to be y sub 2, that means the second y minus y sub 1, and x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So if I'm looking at this table here, I'm going to label them 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And that's what I mean, y sub 2 minus y sub 1. I want to do 2 minus 1. So I'm going to write that up here, down. I'm going to write that down up here. Okay, on my paper. So I want to do the second y minus the first y. So the second y is number 2, and the first y is number 1. So we're going to do 2 minus 1. Okay, and then we did the same with the x's. The second x, 2, minus the first x, 0. And then we solve. 2 minus 1 is 1, and 2 minus 0 is 2. Okay, so we solve, and that's my rate of change, 1/2. It's as simple as that, okay? We get it? Hopefully. Let's erase. So let's do an example. Okay. Let's erase these, Okay, so I'm not going to put the labels on this. If you need to, you do it. So I'm going to cover up the answers first, and we're going to do this. So let's look. I want to do, what is the rate of change? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, we just want to choose 2 of the numbers. So I always like doing the first 2. So -3 is the second one. So I'm going to do -3. And we always minus that first one, -3. Okay. And then I match it. -3, the x value for -3 was 0. So I'm going to put 0 there. Minus the x value for that 3 was -1. -1. Okay. -3 minus 3. So if I start at -3 and I take away 3 more, that's going to be -6. Okay. And if I do 0 minus a negative, so if I do minus a negative, that's really adding a positive. So it's going to be 1. Okay. And -6 divided by 1 is -6. And that's your rate of change there. Okay. And then our last one. Gino swims at a rate of 1.5 laps per minute. So 1.5 laps per minute. Okay, which table represents the number of laps that he swims per minute? So my rate here is 1.5. Okay, so laps is y and minute is x. So we want to find one where when I do my proportion, my solving, it's going to give me 1.5. Okay, so let's look at this one. This one, they shouldn't all ever be the same number. Okay, that means he's only swimming 1.5 laps the whole entire time. Okay, he's never swimming more than that. Okay, so let's look at let's look at this one, the second one. I'm going to do 4.5 minus 1.5 for the y's, because I always do y's first. 4.5 minus 1.5, and then my x that goes with 4.5 is 3. So I'm going to put 3 here, minus the x that goes with 1.5, 1. Okay, so let's see, 4.5 minus 1.5. Let's do math. Let's do the math. 5 minus 5 is 0. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it's going to be 3 over 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, so that's 3 over 2, but I want it in decimal form, so let's figure it out. So let's do 2 into 3. So 2 divides into 3 one time. That's twice. And 2 goes into 10 5 times. And that's 1.5. So it's this second one right here. Okay, I hope you understand that. If you don't, let me know and I'll get you a little bit more work. Okay, so now we're going to work with graphs. Same formula, okay? So we're going to use the same formula, same steps, except for we're working from a graph now. Okay, and what we want to do with the graph is we want to look at the points on the graph. So I'm going to write the points that are here. So we always go over first, x and then y. So over, so I didn't go over any for this one, so it's going to be 0. And then down how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I went down, it's negative, because if you look, that's a -5 right there. Okay, so my point was 0, -4. At my second point, we count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my next value is 6. And then we didn't go up any, so that would be 0. Okay, so this would be x1, this would be y1, this would be x2, and this would be y2. Okay, so then we just subtract. Y2 minus y1, 0 minus -4. X2 minus x1, 6 minus 0. Minus a negative, the negatives cancel out, we get 4. And then 6 minus 0 is 6. And then we reduce. I can divide both of these by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So my rate of change is 2/3. Okay, so let's do the same thing with this next one. Okay, given the graph, what is the rate of change? So let's look at what our points are. So my points, that first one, we didn't go over anything, 0 and down 1. So it's going to be 0, -1. And then my second point, so x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, my second point is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 over 5 up. Okay, they're both positive. And then we subtract. 5 minus -1 over 4 minus 0. That makes a positive, so that's going to be 6 over 4. And then look, it's just like the other one, except for it slipped. It's now going to be 3 over 2 because we divide these by 2. So it's positive 3 over 2. So it would be B. Okay. And the last one we're going to talk about. Laura walks to the store at a rate of 0.5 miles per hour. Okay, MPH is miles per hour. Which graph represents the number of miles, y, that she walks per hour, x? So miles is y. So she's going 0.5 miles per hour. So that's y. Okay, miles are up here and hours here. So for every hour, she's walking a half a mile. So let's look at this. After 1 hour, we know she goes a half a mile. After 2 hours, she's doubled that. So 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1. So at 2, our graph should be at 1. So let's look. 1, 2, 1. That's good. 1, 2, 1. No, that's not good. 1, 2, 1. Wow, there's nothing there. 1, 2, 1. Okay, so there. But is she increasing her mileage as she walks, or is she staying the same? That's what it's basically asking here. This one, she keeps going and she keeps going. And the longer she walks, the further she walks away. But this one, it's saying she's only walking a half a mile the whole entire time. No matter how many hours it is, she's only walking half a mile. So it would be this first one. And let's look. Let's keep looking. So 3 would be another half a mile. So that would be 1.5. And 4 hours would be another half a mile. So that would be 2. So let's look at here. 4 should be 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And it is. Okay, so we know it's this first one. Okay, guys, and that's all I have for you today. Tables are what you're working on today for your work, and graphs will be what you work on tomorrow for your work, okay? I just wanted to put it all in one video. And feel free to come back to this video and watch it more, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Have a good day, guys.